As most caretakers can probably agree, baby proofing really only does so much in an open space when your kiddo becomes mobile. So as I get closer to welcoming my third kiddo, I love knowing that I have a good baby gate and baby playpen on hand to keep my current 2 toddlers and future third toddler contained and out of trouble. I have been fortunate enough to try out many different playpens and baby gates, but this foldable wooden playpen by Conca definitely has some key features that set it apart from the rest, some of which are already apparent the moment you open the box. Right off the bat, you can see and even smell the quality of this wood. I'm personally super sensitive to different smells, especially chemical smells, and this had none of that. You can definitely tell it's a natural wood, it's sanded down and nice and soft, and is definitely such high quality while still being so beautiful. When it's time for setup, it's actually very easy, especially with the nicely laid out directions that they include. The main thing to really pay attention to is which way you put the connectors onto each panel so that the gates all open properly the way that you need them to, but worst case, it's super easy to remove these panels and switch them if needed as well. Once those connector pieces and pulls are put into place, it's really just as easy as setting it up and using it at that point. Now I have mine on a carpeted surface, so I didn't need the suction cups that are included, but I did also put them on there just to have them for future use on our tile. And I will mention with the suction cups, I thought they were such a smart design with how they're screwed into the actual playpen pieces rather than just kind of sliding on like other playpens that I've seen. And with each of the 8 panels having 2 of these suction cups on them, they're definitely not going anywhere. And a quick note, when you're putting those white connector pieces on, just make sure that you're alternating sides of the gate so that it opens up properly and folds up properly. Now with the connectors, I really appreciate that they are easy to use with that little button that presses down on the top, but not so easy that my toddler could figure it out. That button on the top is actually how you go ahead and lock them in place or unlock them to be able to fold up or move into different shapes. And it does take a good bit of pressure to go ahead and push the button down and turn it, or using a coin, but again, a little more toddler proof that way. Other than that, it's super easy to contort these panels when they're in the unlocked mode into the proper space or shape that you're looking for, which definitely adds a huge layer of versatility, so you can really use this in any limited space or any huge open space as well. It does also work as a baby gate where you're wanting to use this to actually mount it onto the wall. It includes those 4 mounting brackets and the screws that you would need to go ahead and put it into the wall. And what's nice about the wall adapters is they connect on the same way as the rotating connectors do, so you can easily take them off and use it as a playpen or put it right back onto those wall mounted pieces to make it into that baby gate. It's also important to note that this is a whole inch taller than other standard playpens on the market, which is definitely so helpful when you have very tall kids like I do. And one of my absolute favorite features of this is the spacing in between each wooden bar, which I know doesn't sound like a huge deal, but as someone who has watched their 1-year-old get their head stuck in so many different products that are geared towards kids and really didn't think about spacing, I so appreciate that this only has a little over 2 inches in between each bar. It also has a super smart design for the door where there's a lock on the top as well as the bottom, but the lock can be rotated to be able to be used inward or outward, so you can open the door either way. That makes sense for your space. And I do also want to mention that I can't necessarily always bend down to get that bottom lock, and I've had no issues with just using that top lock. It does stay nice and secure and doesn't open more than a couple inches, so my kiddos definitely aren't sneaking out of there. I truly believe that the Conca brand has thought of all the features that we as parents are looking for in a playpen and a baby gate, with features that include a 270-degree angle adjustment on each of the connectors and panels, that extra height that we all need in a playpen, as well as the spacing in between the bars, the door that opens in and out, the soft and sanded wood with no chemical smell or treatment, no extra screws or hardware that's sticking out and poking at our kids. Even just that suction cup design being screwed in is so genius, and that natural wood color is just so beautiful that I don't mind this in any space in my home. It really is the most thought out and versatile playpen.